And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of the Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan. Once again, me another movie review, and well, my first movie review of 2023, and this is for the new Blumhouse film, m3gan, whatever you want to call it, Megan, whatever. Anyway, Megan's out. I finally got to go see it, and if you don't know what this movie is about, it's about this little girl. She gets a tragedy. She has a tragedy in her life, and she ends up going to live with her aunt. And her aunt works for a toy company, and she ends up building this mechanical doll that can function like a robot, but also function like an actual toy doll that can feel and I guess be a kind of like a therapist in a way for a little girl. It's a doll. It's literally a doll where the girl could play with her, hang out with her, especially if little kids who don't have friends or parents who don't give two crackers about taking care of their children. In movies like this, and they just want somebody to just take care of their child and have to pay for babysitters. That's what Megan is. Megan is just there just to be with the kid and just hear her problems, take care of her, protect her from harm, physical and mentally. And when you see this movie, you get to see that. This movie does not have a lot of scares in it. There are some couple things in here that Megan does is kind of like, oh, that's creepy. But this movie is more of an emotional thriller than an actual horror film. And I quite enjoyed it. There were some moments in here where you watch it and it's like they talk about death. They talk about, how does a child feel? How does how do you take care of a child at that point when they experience a trauma like that, or any kind of trauma that relies with death? And Megan ends up developing feelings that lead into Terminator territory, where it has self-awareness and it starts to act a little strange and make sure to protect the child at all costs, even if the child got a paper cup by a parent or whatever by accident, then the doll will go after them. It's kind of like one of those thrillers. But look, if you're looking for a film that is actually really good, entertaining, and has a really interesting, I guess, meaning behind it, it's this one. If you're looking to see Megan as the next Chucky, or kind of like a movie where you want to just see Tiffany go crazy in a way, because we all, let's face the facts, us Chucky fans, we all wanted a Tiffany film, and we all kind of want an Annabelle to be kind of like Chucky too, and it's not this film. This film is just mostly a psychological thriller in a way, and it just deals with um you know all that mental stuff that people have to go through. It also teaches parents about how to take care of children of that, with that kind of dramatic experience, I guess. And there are some thrills, there are some kills in here. They were fine, but I think Megan's as a character, I think it did really really well. The doll itself is really really creepy. Let's face the facts, especially if a girl who if they put a doll and just have her wear a school uniform the whole time, it's like really creepy. So there's that. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. And this movie also reminded me of? It reminded me of that 20, I want to say 19 or 18. I can't remember which year it came out. Hollow, the Invisible Man movie. Now we all know Invisible Man. We were supposed to get that horror movie, but it wasn't really much of a horror movie. It was more of a thriller where a woman dealing with the fact that her husband, here's some spoilers for that film, died or pretended to be dead and then ended up being her stalker. And what's more scary than a stalker that you can't see? It's kind of like that, where you think Megan is going to be this killer psycho doll, but yet when you watch this film, it's not that. It's basically seeing this doll who's supposed to be a caregiver, but what happens when a caregiver goes over the top of protecting that one thing that she's supposed to protect? It's kind of like a overprotective mother. Like, if there's a tragedy and a mother has the magic super strength to lift a car to save her child from a burning car or whatever it is, kind of like that, except it takes it to an extreme level where Megan literally is, her focus is to protect the child, and that was her main program. She just does it to an extent. And even the aunt and the daughter, or the niece in this case, their chemistry is great too, because when you watch it, you're like, huh, this aunt has no idea what she's doing with this child. It makes sense she would build this doll to try to help out and help her deal with this grievance that she's going through. So I thought all that stuff really worked out. I really like the m3gan design. I think the little girl who plays m3gan, yeah, there was an actual actress playing m3gan, I believe. I thought that stuff worked. It really made it look like there was no CGI with that when it comes to the whole robot motion that she did. So I thought that stuff worked, was really cool. The little girl, the main little girl in this movie, who m3gan takes care of, she was great. And I really thought, the whole film was just fun. It wasn't the same cliche stuff. Yeah, there was some couple little pop-up scary things here. I kind of wish we would have got a little bit more of that, but maybe if they make a sequel to it, maybe it will go more towards that. But we'll see. But for what they did in this film, I really thought it was really very well written and directed and all that stuff. And Blumhouse, they know how to give you, scary films without actually being a scary film, because they can make a thriller be, feel creepy but not actually be scary, just like how they did with that Invisible Man movie that came out. That movie wasn't scary at all, but it was kind of scary, the fact that if you have a stalker out there watching you don't know, maybe they are invisible, you just don't see them. So it's kind of like that. So I enjoyed this film. I highly recommend checking it out, especially if you have already seen Avatar about 1 billion times already, since it's already been out since last year, and it's almost up 2 billion. So give m3gan a shot. Give it a shot. See what you think of it, and leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about it. If you don't like it, that's cool. If you loved it, awesome. And leave me a comment below. Let me know. Thank you very much, and have a good day.